Alright, so disappeared for a little bit, now I'm back. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see how this goes this year. Uh, that's one of these I did was the fish fucking fall run. I think November, October's last time I did a review. Uh, just got burnt the fuck out on it. Just stopped giving a shit, to be honest. I don't know. I'm just been picking up back in the dead the last couple of months and was paying for Spotify, so it was like, well, there's a lot of other shit I can listen to other than fucking fish shows for a little bit. So, plus then my fucking old iPhone died, so that's how I was listening to all my shows, was putting them on my phone off iTunes. But finally figured out how to connect my Note 9 to my laptop. Apparently it needs to be the 3.0 USB, which is only on one side of my laptop. I just figured any USB would work, but the other two aren't 3.0, I guess. So finally, almost had this phone 2 years and finally figured out how to get it to work. So I was able to finally get a show on there that I've been waiting for since I got the little printout that I was gifted Dave's Picks subscription for this year. So starting out the year with the new Dave's Picks Volume 33, the Evans Fieldhouse, Northern Illinois University in DeKalb, Illinois, 10/29/77. From what Lemieux is saying, I think this is a pretty big 77 show, one of the more sought after ones, or at least so he makes it sound like. I don't really know. It's just like Cornell. I mean, I listen to it and I don't think anything different, like, oh my god, I'm so glad they released it. I don't know. I think it was a Betty Board show. So, I mean, pretty much I imagine they're going to be releasing the first issue for every year is probably going to be a 77 Betty Board that they just got back in the archive in the last couple of years that they haven't had. So, as far as I'm concerned, if it's a 77 show, it's all fucking good to me. I don't think there's ever a bad 77 show. So I'm trying not to ramble so much and just get straight to it. It's a set one, might as well opener. I'd be honest with you, but saying it on a set list, I honestly don't know if I've ever honestly heard this until now. So first time hearing it. Great energy to start the show. Again, 77, they all had great energy in every show, but definitely always nice to start it out with hitting it on a high tempo and good speed. It's a great energy to start it. Jerry sounded very fired up singing the chorus there at the end. Very, I think for the most part, like, it's 77 because the volume 12 I had the Colgate show 11/4/77, right? Yeah. I definitely feel like the fall shows have a little bit more consistent speed and everybody's a lot more fired up in those shows, I feel like, than some of the spring 77 shows. I could be wrong. I mean, 77 that all have great energy throughout all the shows. I've never heard of 77 show that was really a dud. So Jerry sounded very fired up at the end of that. Jack Straw, great second spot to open it up. As far as might as well, if they could have flipped them, you know what? He probably could have gone either way, but Jack Straw got spot two, which, for what it is, fine. Let's do it. If they're gonna open it up or give it a spot two, that's perfectly fine with me. It's a great choice, great spot for it. Was really hearing Phil and Keith really super clearly. Obviously, I think I know it's like Jeffrey Norman is the guy who usually does the mixes and shit and remasters all this stuff, but it might have been like, I know they have another backup guy for when Norman's busy and can't do it. So I don't know who did all the mixing on this one. It doesn't say on the back of the CD, but I'm sure it's just somewhere inside the little notebook thing or whatever. But either way, I just felt like it was really crystal clear hearing Phil and Keith. But the last month since I got back from Crimson Rab, been jumping around a lot of the Dick's picks and some shows I feel like I don't hear. But you know, a lot of those Dick's picks are released in the '90s, so mixing equipment different compared to like now. I don't know anything about how to do it, so I could be wrong. It could all just be the same shit, just updated software or something. I don't know. Uh, so yeah, I heard them real clearly on this one compared to some of the Dick's Picks '77 shows I've been listening to, and kind of so maybe I don't know if it was just the show specifically that I really hear them, or it was just because the mixing is probably the mixing. But so I was kind of glad because I was like, oh, so this is really a really mixed uh, show really well. I can hear a lot of shit clearly. Um, Even the toms. There's a part on the peak where the fucking toms in the drum section from Mickey and Bill really fucking was thundering. I really like that. Uh, Not a crazy super fast soul. Jerry not going fucking all out on it, but so real quick and simple. But so we'll take it, definitely. I'll take it. I'm not gonna complain on a 77 Jack Straw. Uh, Dire Wolf, I gave this one honorable mention. Uh, kind of haven't been hearing this one on the Dick shows that I've been jumping around on, so been craving it a little bit. Keith was definitely crystal clear on this one. Heard Keith a lot. Was really able to really focus on him a little bit more than usual. Really great and confident opening on the solo on Jerry's end. Uh, I have yet to find the Dire Wolf that really makes me just fall in love with Dire Wolf. Possibly this one, honestly, after hearing it. I'll at least give it an honorable mention. It definitely stood out compared to other Dire Wolves, but I definitely could say this is probably running for my favorite one right now. A little bit of the banter after this one. Someone throwing out lazy lightning, probably Bobby. Uh, no, we get a looks like rain. I felt like it was a good spot considering we get the might as well Jack Straw Dire Wolf. I was like, yeah, I can do look like rain in this spot. Everyone seemed to like go big. Um, in the solo, I feel like everybody else was just really thundering and really came together. Jerry kind of felt like he wasn't trying to go crazy, he just kept it real simple and let everybody else kind of sound wise, like really felt like it not necessarily overpowered him, and just like he wasn't doing anything fancy on his end, so he just kept it real simple and clean. Everybody else just felt like they were really locked in together. Loser, really fucking was excited that this one came on. Honorable mention for this one. Very welcome to hear it. Liked it. Prefer to have my losers early, in the first sets and later. Kind of feel like maybe it's just me, but I feel like some of the shows I've been listening to, the Dick's picks on Spotify, I feel like I kind of get loser sort of in the middle towards the end. This one I felt like, it was a number 5 out of 10, so technically in the middle, but I guess I'd rather have it in the middle and upper first part of the show than the latter half. Just, I don't know, preference for me. So again, really glad to hear this one come on. Like the pickup effect going on throughout the song on Jerry's guitar. Great solo. Great solo out of him, but a better fucking peak out of it with everybody. Coming out of the jam and back into the chorus, really fucking strong. One of the highlights of fucking Loser for me is that coming right back into the chorus, just recording it right back into it. El Paso after this one, favorite out of all the Bobby Cowboy songs, so I was definitely like, yeah, we get a fucking Loser, let's get El Paso. I'm definitely down for the 1-2 right there. Like Jerry's chord in it on the last lyrical part, that part stood out for me the most on this version. Ramble and Rose, give this one I will mention. Not one I don't hate, just not one I'm a big fan of necessarily. It's definitely good. I just don't, when it comes on, I'm kind of just like, eh. But this one I give an honorable mention. Bobby's chords in the opener right before they start into the first verse was fucking like really stood out. I was like, man, I don't know if those are the same chords that he's supposed to play in the song or what, but I was like, I definitely fucking stood out to me. Really fucking strong start coming out of him. Um, Definitely overtook Jerry fucking a little bit. I'll say that. Really good version overall compared to Rose, but again, not one I'm particularly a huge fan of. So a lot of that's kind of just like, if I'm at work and Ramble and Rose comes on, I'm kind of just, not really paying attention sometimes. So, I mean, for paying attention for this one, I really liked it. Again, Bobby's chords in the opener really stood out on me on this one. Happy birthday to Harry on the engineers at the show. So I had a little happy birthday thing, banter at the end. We got a new Minglewood. I finally figured it out, and my very first was Getting in the Dead. New Minglewood Blues was like one that I like. I only had like 5 songs that I just kept binging, and New Minglewood Blues was one of them. So it's like weird. It's like I don't hate Minglewood Blues. It's a great fucking song, but it's just like, I don't know, ever since like I first got into Dead, I just burnt my fucking self out on that song. So every time I hear it, I'm always just like, I cringe at first, and then I ease into it, because I'm just like, it's not that bad, you just fucking, it's just weird. It's like, all fucking Fish songs and Dead songs, it's like the one fucking song that I'm just like, just listen to the fuck out of that fucking one version I was listening to when I first got into them, and so now it's just like, oh god, every time it comes on, it's just like, I don't want to hear it as my initial reaction, and I cringe, but then it's just like, just let it play, let's see what happens, and by the end, I'm like, yeah, I'll fucking take it. This show, Keith was experimenting with a heavier synth sound on this one that I picked up. I don't know. He definitely was doing on it in Estimated, but I can't really figure out if it's the same sound he's always had, and I'm just hearing it really clearly on this show because it was mixed so damn good, but I liked it. I don't recall ever hearing this kind of sound coming out of his end on any other 77 show. So whatever it was, I mean, if it was normal and this is just really mixed fucking well and I can finally hear it, well then awesome. Good job, Norman, or the other guy, whoever fucking mixed it. Really great fucking job. Yeah, the sound came on specifically after the jam that I pinpointed it. So, Minglewood, like I said, I always cringe at first, but ease into it, and they always fucking do a good job with Minglewood. Must Have Been the Roses. Same with like a Ramble and Rose. Kind of one, don't hate, just I wouldn't say I could do without. I don't want to say never play it again. I don't want to hear it again, but one that I'm not jumping for joy if I hear it. But still finding the It version that I just fucking sold on for this song. So it'll come someday. Shit, takes its time to fucking find the way to my ears, and I get it. But for the most part, I thought Jerry fucking sang really fucking good on this one too. For considering Roses, felt like it stood out for me a little bit more than usual. Let It Grow, definitely MVP of the first set. Was actually like, you know what? I really loved the Let It Grow from the Grateful Dead movie. So like that 3-night run in '74 at the Winterland. It was I had a CD one summer. I was working off from school and back for the summer, and I was working, and every fucking morning, since I had an '03 Malibu, I had a CD thing. I couldn't do Bluetooth or aux or anything, so it just had to be CD. I had a fucking bunch of songs from the movie, from the soundtrack, I guess, technically. And this one I literally played every fucking morning for like 3 months. I'm not shitting you. I played the Let It Grow from there every fucking morning on the drive. I don't know why. I was just fucking obsessed with that Let It Grow. Ever since then, I haven't found a Let It Grow that I've really felt very strongly the same way about. And I like Let It Grow. Don't get me wrong, I really fucking like it, but it's just one of those going back and getting back into the Dead now for the last month and really binging on them. And uh, Eyes was the same way. The Eyes of the World on that soundtrack was fucking my favorite version also of Eyes. And so I've honestly been, a lot of the fucking Dick's Picks I've been fucking playing the last couple of weeks, I've really been like, is there a fucking Eyes of the World on there? Because I want to fucking listen to it if there's an Eyes of the World on it. So I've been getting back into fucking Eyes of the World. That's probably honestly like my favorite fucking, one of my favorite big second set jams that isn't a grouping like, Scarlet Fire, Franklin's Tower, Help Slip. That's not part of like that group, China Cat, Sunflower, Rider, all that shit. That sort of just stands alone. I would say estimate it can be part of a grouping, but it's also can't stand on its own. So Let It Grow and Eyes I've been really getting into lately, and this one definitely hit MVP. So I was very hopeful on this one. I was like, man, I hope they fucking blow me away with this one, and they really did. Great energy to start. I always have it in Let It Grow, but this one just fucking, I don't know, it just felt different for me. I was just like, oh, this might be the fucking one that impresses me, and boy did it did. Love the first little jam into it, and loved how they dropped right into it. Jerry big on some of the rip chords in this one. Bobby following behind him at one point as he led in the main jam. Really stood out to me on that one. Definitely, if I had more time today, I would have gone back and definitely listened to this. I just had enough time today that I went back and just listened to. I just got through like Jack Straw and Dire Wolf and Looks Like a Rain and Loser and El Paso, and then I had to leave work. But I'll definitely be going through tomorrow and hitting this one first thing in the morning. Great fucking jam. Bill and Mickey were super fucking solid on their end throughout the whole fucking thing. Definitely my new favorite version for Let It Grow right now. Set 2, Bertha, honorable mention, really strong soul. Jerry played lights out on this one, I felt like. He always does on Bertha, but I felt like it was a real fucking good Bertha for this show to come out on. Definitely Keith coming out on the verse after the jam. He stood out for me on this version. Then Jerry coming back, answering back with him with some great fucking playing. Great fucking chorus too at the end with Donna. She really, she's only a backup singer, so it's only her singing parts that really catch me, but I really feel like she fit real well with the chorus at the end there with Jerry. And Good Lovin', another one that I'm kind of just like burnt out on fucking hearing a lot in their shows. Same with like Not Fade Away. I'm fucking kind of burnt on hearing Not Fade Away, especially when they do St. Stephen. At least this show they play the whole fucking St. Stephen and then went to Not Fade Away instead of doing fucking St. Stephen, Not Fade Away, St. Stephen. I was at least fucking glad they played a whole fucking St. Stephen without fucking Not Fade Away coming in the middle of it. Definitely was not my fucking first choice of song I wanted to hear after that Bertha. Again, not my most favorite Dead song, Good Lovin'. It was actually pretty good though. Maybe Eat My Words at the end. I was like, I'm not usually a big fan of this one, but it actually was pretty fucking solid for Good Lovin'. Friend of the Devil, honorable mention. Great fucking spot, great placement. We get that strong Bertha, get a fucking pretty good, fucking convincing Good Lovin' for a second spot. This one definitely, really liked this one for sure. Was very hopeful for it since it was in the second set, and the show was pretty fucking good at this point. Really fucking good. So great placement after the two rockers. Phenomenal jam. Keith was stellar. Jerry comes into to bring it home. Has a little bit of ripcord back into the chorus at the end. Just everybody doing fucking really well in this one. Another Donna singing really stood out to me on this one. Really did a good job on her end at the end. So mention there's a little bit of banter after this. We'll mention of Saint Stephen, and I think it was Bobby because he was like probably calling out Jerry because he was like, you already played three songs. So it was like, oh, I think Bobby's bitching a little bit, but it was a little bit funny. Get Estimated, honorable mention. Super excited for this one, to see this one on the set list. Jerry played on the pedal a little bit, just noodling a little bit, getting ready to bust into it. So I was like, ooh, what's he gonna play? And then of course, I've seen the set list off of Deadnet, looking at the thing in order to watch Lemieux's Seaside Chat on it. So I was like, I forgot that it was Estimated. I mean, I knew before, but it was just like, ooh, what's he gonna play this time? But yeah, Estimated. Let the reverb on some of the single chord strokes that Jerry had at one point in the song reminded me a lot of like Trey's rig, just that reverb sound on a single stroke of a chord. Was very clean fucking sound. Reminded me a lot of some of Trey's shit. Estimated's doing its thing. Everybody, fucking Jerry going fucking ham in it. Segue to the Eyes of the World. Give this one MVP for second set. Definitely been on a nice binge lately. Like I said, a great tempo, kept it tight in the opening and the lyrics. I really play lights out the whole time. Again, MVP for second set. Space came on. Space is Space. Didn't get a drums, but I mean, if it's the first time listening through, I'll listen to the shit. But I mean, let's be honest, unless you're there, or unless you're fucking at home listening to this and you're tripping fucking balls, Space just doesn't do anything if you're fucking sober. It's nonsense, and I don't mean it in a bad way, but it's just nonsense. It's just noodling and shit. But at one point with Phil on bass, I thought it was Stella Blue, but then it wasn't. I checked and this is Space, and then I was like, oh, it sounds like, or maybe they will go into Stella Blue. Had a nice simple segue into Saint Stephen. Saint Stephen, pretty chill. Saint Stephen a little bit. I think overall it's more of a little bit slower song compared to like Estimated and Eyes, and the Bertha two earlier. So a little bit of a relaxed Saint Stephen, but I still felt like it made that Saint Stephen feel epic compared to the other big Bertha and Prophet and Eyes jams that we got. It definitely made it feel a little bit more epic than where it was at in the set list. So I liked it. Good placement for it. Again, glad it did not go and fucking not fade away. I was just so glad they finished the fucking song and before they went into them. That's one thing I'm definitely burnt on too, is fucking hearing Saint Stephen and then going to Not Fade Away, and then it's like, well, we're either gonna get a fucking 8-minute Not Fade Away, or it's gonna be a 15-minute Not Fade Away before we get back into Saint Stephen. So I was glad they fucking finished it and then went into Not Fade Away. I also thought, maybe they'll go into drums. Nope. Went into Not Fade Away. Gave this one at least an honorable mention in the end. I've been kind of bitching about it in the last couple minutes. I said it was a better jam than it normally is. For Not Fade Away. Segue into Black Peter. Honorable mention for Black Peter. Really like the spot where it was at. Was kind of glad to get this one. It's a slow song instead of, a Stella or Wharf Rat or Morning Dew, for the last big jam of the show. So this one definitely thought it was kind of odd they had it in the second set towards the end there. I feel like it's always a first set one. So I give it an honorable mention. Really fucking solid one. It was like 13 minutes. Again, prefer this one over some of the other songs I just mentioned to end the show. Really fitting well. Just really good overall. Stood out to me. Definitely, I don't know. It's definitely a 13-minute jam. The only other Black Peter I can think of that stands out to me is the Volume 24 at Berkeley in '72. That one really was the It Black Peter for me. It was the It Black Peter and the It Black Throat Win and the It El Paso. So that's kind of why I really love Volume 24. Sugar Magnolia. Yeah, it was a great choice to end the set. Good energy. I kept it up at the end one last time, and then phenomenal peak to end the show. Encores, typical one more fucking Saturday night, but I mean, whatever. Nothing special, typical, I guess. I don't know. It's definitely one I'm kind of just like that or Johnny B. Good. I'm kind of just like, all right, I don't really need to listen to any more of the show. I don't think they're gonna really blow me away at this point with either of those two finishing it. So overall, definitely check it out. I really fucking was glad to get this show finally. I've been waiting for this one for a month. I'm really fucking glad I got it. As far as the hype, I feel like Lemieux made this one seem like, oh my god, this is one of the best fucking 77 shows everybody talks about and knows about and wants to collect. The DeKalb show. I don't know personally. I don't know. I mean, I didn't know there was a DeKalb show until the fucking Seaside Chat, so I can't really say, whether to believe the hype or not about this show, the DeKalb show from 77. I don't know. It's different versus if you ask somebody that, collected the tapes back then and knew about the show back then and have known about the show for 30 fucking 40 50 fucking years, and versus me, I just fucking knew about it all of a sudden recently in the last couple of months. But definitely really glad I got this one to start out 2020. Really fucking raced home, fucking showered quick to do this fucking one. I'm definitely trying to get the urge to fucking start doing more reviews and keeping the channel alive, even though I'm kind of I feel like I do good for a couple months and I just fucking disappear, but I'm really hoping I stick to it better this year. Volume 33, definitely check it out. Definitely a solid show.